Israel Adesanya has some difficult decisions to make regarding his future after he suffered a third straight loss following a brutal knockout delivered by Nasruddin Imavov in the UFC Saudi Arabia main event. While there's certainly no shame in losing a top 10 ranked fighter, in addition to previous defeats to reigning UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis and number 1 contender Sean Strickland, it's unfamiliar territory for Adesanya. UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping, who also held the middleweight title in the past, praised Adesanya for everything he's done in his career, but it's likely that he's never going to climb back to the top of the mountain again. The biggest takeaway is that it's over, Bisping said on the UFC Saudi Arabia post-fight show. Israel Adesanya's reign as champion, I don't think will come again. I say that with the greatest of respect, and I truly mean that. An original, an incredible fighter, a legend of the sport, a future Hall of Famer. But his time at the top is done. It's tough to argue against Bisping's logic given Adesanya's 3-fight losing streak, coupled with the fact that he's turning 36 later this year, and time waits for no one in this sport. While nothing is impossible, Bisping knows it would be incredibly difficult for Adesanya to put together the kind of run now that would eventually lead him back to UFC gold. Thankfully, Adesanya's legacy is already cemented after he stood tall as the UFC middleweight champion for 3 years and 5 title defenses. Even after he lost the belt to longtime rival Alex Pereira in 2022, Adesanya got it back along with a measure of revenge when he beat the Brazilian in the rematch 6 months later. The career that he's had is legendary, but more importantly, the man's an original, Bisping said about Adesanya. The man is unique,